wants to get his other guys going, understanding that, hey, if he can get Roberts a basket or the free throw lines, this guy's already been hot. He can keep him going.
64% of the season from the line for Roberts. And this is unfamiliar territory for the Hokies.
Especially here at Cassell Coliseum, where they've been great all year, and they always have this tremendous home court advantage. But you have to give the credit to Georgia Southern and, of course, Coach Young for coming in and having his guys prepared as to how they needed to attack Virginia Tech. And they've been successful at doing it so far with a lot of help from Roberts behind that three-point line.
He has matched the 13 from Green, and now he has a game-high 14. The largest lead at 8. .8 on the clock, so a possibility for some sort of shot from Virginia Tech here to end the half. Green just inside half court. Doesn't go, and what a first half for half. Eric Green, as we talked about, doing it all with 13 for the Hokies.
Roberts is a guy who averaged double figures throughout his first 4 games of the season, but went through a lull. But getting back into the rhythm in his last game and has come out huge here to start this one.
We're underway second half. Green against that trap. Brown will work to the right side. Over to Green. Barksdale has it stripped. C.J. Reed, possible 3-on-2. Takes it himself, hits the front rim. And there's Roberts to get back and get the second chance. Eddie has the ball slip out of his hands and out of bounds to Georgia Southern. So really a perfect start to the second half for the Eagles.
And right now, Virginia Tech is out of sorts. But a lot of it has to do with the fact that even though Georgia Southern gets down and gets a offensive rebound and layup, Virginia Tech gets it out of bounds, is pushing it, and it's 4 Georgia Southern jerseys back, building a wall. No opportunities to get to the rim for Eric Green. Their transition defense has been excellent in this game.
I wonder about the depth for Charlton Young. They went 9 or 10 deep last year, just 7 or 8 deep this year. As Reed is open again and hits a 3.
And you can see Reed is playing with a lot of confidence. And we talked about a 5th-year senior guy who was the MEAC Player of the Year in 2010, 2011 before transferring. And right now he's playing with a tremendous amount of confidence.
Brown misses the 3, but rains another offensive board. And a 3 ball from the right side doesn't go for Green. And they're searching right now on offense. Largest lead at 13 for C.J. Reed. All the way down the lane, doing it all, looking like that MEAC Player of the Year.
And that was set up by knocking down the jump shot on the prior possession. Now Virginia Tech having to go over on the screens, and Reed doing a great job continuing to pursue the basket.
Once again, Green, been doing it all day, the running one-hander, all season too. Roberts again. Baskerville rips down the board. Into Roberts. Off the glass, can't get it to go. And this time it's Raines against Roberts, and the held ball will be Georgia Southern ball.
Well, we're used to seeing Eric Green run the show, but right now C.J. Reed is controlling this basketball game. You see Green goes under the screen, giving Reed an opportunity at the jump for the jumper, and he's able to knock it down. On the next possession, Green goes over the top. Reed continues to pursue the basket, gets right to the rim for a wide open layup.
Ball inbounded, ripped away by Van Zendrick. Here comes the Hokies. Needing something good to happen. Green is open. And he'll hit it.
And Eric Green has been the offense for Virginia Tech. So right now, Coach James Johnson has gone to his bench, inserts Marquise Rankin in order to get more defense going for Virginia Tech. And Rankin will probably handle the ball more to give Green the opportunity to play off the ball and get more shots.
Another three for the Eagles. And so far, the Hokies have yet to hit one. They're going to try to do it right here, and they do. Boy, they needed that.
And the crowd knows that you hear them get involved, and this is the loudest it's been in here, and they know that's the first three-pointer the Hokies have made, and hoping that is something that can get them started.
Decibel level rising at Castle. Off the screen, a front rim for Bussey, but an offensive board for Ferguson. And Bussey hits from the baseline.
Second chance opportunity, and you got to like what Ferguson's doing. And instead of forcing a shot, he gets it to a wide open teammate who gets an easy look.
27-22 rebound advantage for the Eagles. Jerome Eddy one-on-one against Roberts. Rankin's left open a three from the left side. Too much. You wonder if James will go with a timeout here. Reed has it blocked, and here comes a transition. Green leading it. All the way through and in.
And that's what you haven't seen a lot of for Virginia Tech, is Eric Green being able to keep his foot on the pedal and get all the way to the rim, because Georgia Southern's defense has been so good in transition. However, off the block shot, Green is able to turn that into 2 points.
One big way the Hokies like to run and get that transition going. And here's another chance. By himself, Rankin.
And that'll get him going here at Castle Coliseum. Rankin rising up off the great play by Eric Green, doubling back, coming up with a steal for his teammate. And of course, Coach Young wants a timeout. He feels his momentum slipping away, doesn't want to give it back to Virginia Tech.
Today, and just a great moment for Virginia Tech basketball history. James Johnson was there with all of those great alums. Crowd still in it. Southern with the ball. C.J. Reed. Ferguson from the left side. We haven't heard much from him, and the leading scorer answers.
And you have to like what Coach Young does, coming out of a timeout where the opposing team's getting the momentum, going to his best player.
Jerome Eddy's foul, and costly foul there for Cleon Roberts. 3 free throws coming up.
But of course, Georgia Southern has done it from behind the three-point line. Now, C.J. Reed up to 4 three-pointers himself, so he and Roberts both have 4, and that's how they've really kept Virginia Tech at bay.
Jerome Eddy will go to the stripe for 3 shots. That's another way to make a three-pointer. You can hit all 3 of these free throws. Two more for Eddy. Tech 63% shooting here in the second half, 50% already for the Eagles. And all 3 for Eddy. And it's back to the same halftime deficit of 8. Pressure after the made free throws. Trying the alley-oop to Bainham. Goes out to Roberts. Green gets to Karam. What a backdoor to Barksdale. And now it's only 6. A 9-2 run there for the Hokies. And Zegrin called for the block against Ferguson. Barksdale the answer inside.
C.J. Barksdale, the recipient of a great pass by Van Zegrin. Van Zegrin understanding the angle and getting a bounce pass right where C.J. Barksdale, the only one that could get to it, and Barksdale able to finish.
Here's Bussey. those numbers. 8 field goals for Eric Green, 7 for the rest of the team. We've got a charge inside against Eddy. Bainham with a nice defensive position.
We talked about offensive players getting out of control, and Bainham doing a great job positioning his body. Although Eddy was passing the ball off, his momentum was still coming to him. Bainham stepping in, taking the charge, and those are the type of plays, those are winning basketball plays right there. Coach Young loving it.
Trey Bussey, trapped. Chris Daniels out to Reed, crowd wanted to travel. C.J. Reed, now he's feeling it.
Reed has been the best player on the court in the second half. He's really had this game under control for Georgia Southern. One of the reasons why Virginia Tech can't get closer.
Bainham called for the hold for Georgia Southern as Green speeds too much. And Will Johnston comes in for Jarrell Eddy. Cameron Dunnigan back for the Eagles. Van Zegren low blocks. Good hook to go. Out of bounds was Ferguson. Again, Barksdale's strength there, Corey.
This is one of the very few times that the post trap has bothered Georgia Southern, but as you see, Ferguson gets the basketball, and the post trap is kind of delayed, but they push him out. Great hands by Van Zegren and Barksdale coming up with a turnover.
Green called, rather Green through, and then Van Zegren a legal screen. And that's 4 fouls on Van Zegren.
And now Virginia Tech is going to go smaller with Marshall Wood at the power forward position and Barksdale at the center position, but what it does is stretches the floor a little bit more. Marshall Wood is a threat behind the three-point line. However, for Virginia Tech right now, no one has been able to make a three, but you still have to respect him out there as a shooter.
Reed brings it across for Duncan. And Roberts will try another three. That one's short. Barksdale out of bounds to Georgia Southern. So Roberts 4 for 5 in the first half from downtown, 0 for 2 here in the second. Duncan out to Reed. Roberts goes high-low, and a splash dunk for Ferguson.
And a great play by Roberts, penetrating and dropping it off to Ferguson, who was able to go up over a finish against a smaller Virginia Tech front line.
Green in and out. You know, the Hokies got to get somebody else involved besides Green, and he's feeling a lot of pressure right now to carry the load offensively.
Georgia Southern content to milk the shot clock right now. They're not going to be in a rush to take a bad shot.
Roberts with a power move.
And you have to like Roberts, not just settling for three-pointers, but getting to the basket, getting to the rim, understanding that teams are going to guard him and try to run him off the line. Great body control to finish.
Matches his career high 18. There's Wood from outside. And a struggle offensively right now for the Hokies. Bussey feeling it too, wow.
Georgia Southern is playing with tremendous confidence right now, and they have a number of guys scoring the basketball compared to Virginia Tech only getting offensive production from Eric Green. Get a little more productive ability is what he really brings. Of course, a guy who's a veteran player, and Coach Young loves that leadership ability.
8-0 run for Georgia State, for Georgia Southern, the last 2:20. Eddy has it left side for Rankin. Onto it is Green, and boy, the Hokies need a bucket. 9 on the shot clock, though. Marshall Wood, a 3. Big shot. Freshman only 4 3-pointers this season. That one was big. Halfway through the second half with Reed, the basketball for Southern. Ferguson, too much traffic, relieves to Bussey. Can't get it to go.
Still a good look for Georgia Southern, and more importantly, they ran 35 seconds off the shot clock.
And Eddie, the fader. Got it.
Jarrell Eddy has to get going for Virginia Tech to be successful. They have to add another scorer besides Eric Green. Jarrell Eddy, their second leading scorer, has to step up his production for the remaining 10 minutes of the second half.
Dunnican to Bussey for Georgia Southern. C.J. Reed watches his back, and the jumper hits. C.J. Reed.
You have to be impressed with the way C.J. Reed has come in here, of course, into a hostile environment and truly controlled this game.
Another long jumper for Wood. Doesn't go.
And Reed will take his time and make sure that they get exactly what they want, communicating with Coach Young and executing the play that they want, spending this shot clock time, not giving Virginia Tech any easy transition opportunities.
Roberts thinks about it. Defense collapses, and Reed is open and hits again. 21 points for Reed. Eddie, the 3 miss. And Georgia Southern controlling the tempo and the score. Roberts, a tough shot. Got it.
I tell you, it's hard to see who's had a better night between these two guys. Both Roberts and Reed, the backcourt for Georgia Southern has really outplayed the backcourt for Virginia Tech.
Largest lead of the game for the Eagles. Green misses the long